Hello and welcome to the greatest mods for Kingdom Come Deliverance series. We're going to be checking out the best mods that are still maintained and accessible. Game's getting on now, but there is still so many cool mods to check out. And each of these videos will cover a range of different mods. There'll be something here for everyone. Links will be in the description. If you get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing. It goes a long way. Cheers, let's go. The HD Wood Logs is a graphical enhancement mod for Kingdom Come Deliverance, offering improved textures for wood logs within the game. The mod aims to enhance the visual fidelity while maintaining optimal performance. It includes high-resolution textures, replaces the default wood log textures with high-definition ones, providing a more realistic and detailed visual experience for something that might not seem like it makes much difference, but it has a surprisingly nice visual impact. It's designed to have minimal impact to your FPS and your RAM, a simple yet effective way to enhance the visual appeal. There are a few issues that have been noted within the community, but for the most part, it's a superb retexture, which when you compare the two with it off and on, really does stand out. Excellent little texture mod. Let's keep moving. Here we have the skip intro mod, a simple and highly effective quality of life enhancement. It just simply removes the intro video that play every time you start the game, allowing you to jump straight into the gameplay without interruption. It saves time and eliminates the need to skip this intro manually. Really nice, convenient, reliable mod. Always recommend getting mods like this, especially if you're playing the game a lot. Will save you a ton of time in totality and always worth including. Makes it an excellent addition to any mod list. Here we have the Night Follower mod. This incredible mod adds a dynamic NPC companion to Kingdom Come Deliverance, enhancing gameplay by providing customizable, combat-ready follower who can ride a horse, fight alongside you, and can be managed directly through an intuitive interface. And with the latest version, you can have as many NPC companion as you want. However, I'd recommend to stick to just anywhere from 3 to 6, otherwise it gets a bit too cluttered. However, the key features are the mod offers 3 different following tier options. Hireable followers that can be purchased from a merchant near Bernard's training yard in Rattay. Just to give you a clear example, we're all the way down the bottom of the map, right just outside the bridge to Rattay, right on the Rattay upper gate icon. Here you'll find this NPC where you'll note you'll be able to press the following keys, E, X, and mouse 4, depending on your key allocation, to hire the various night followers. So just an example, we can press E, it's going to spawn one. He will already have all the gear ready to go. However, the mercenary and expensive mercenary are perishable as they can die in combat. However, you can also purchase the Immortal. The Immortal will be a completely blank slate where you will be able to walk up to the NPC, press the relative button to jump into the inventory. You would select your inventory, and here we can go into weapons and provide all the weaponry and armor, and you can completely deck them out as much as you'd like, giving them all the various items you'd like them to carry. And in the end, they can be completely customized to your heart's desire. You can basically run around now with a company of knights, and it has such a nice, easy to use interface. Whenever you hover your cursor over the applicable knight follower, you'll have all the commands there, which is manage follower. This is where you'll be able to muck around with perks, as well as equipping all the various armor, just like you would as if you were equipping your own. X, as mentioned, will be able to transfer all the armor, weapons that we'd like. Then you'll also have the option to retire your follower once you're done, or if you don't want them to follow you, and they'll simply just disappear. Do note though, any item and equipment that you've given them will disappear, so make sure you unequip them. For the mercenary and elite mercenary, you will be able to heal them in combat. However, if you don't catch them in time, they will die, and you'll have to take all their items. You'll have to come back and hire another knight. However, if you do get the Immortal mercenary, you'll have no worries. They'll just stay alive forever. You will just have to heal them in order for them to be reactivated. Now, obviously, the various tiers will come at a cost. Good thing is, it is a little bit balanced with relatively expensive being 800, 3200, and 6400 for the various tiers. However, you will be able to manage the follower stats and perks, complete customizable armor, inventory, and the best thing is once you jump on your horse, they'll also instantly jump on the horse with you. Now, this is where things can get a little bit chaotic, is when you have tons of them. It gets a bit crazy trying to get around. That's why I only suggest having just a few, but this is going to completely transform your gameplay, as you'll be able to run around now with a gang of knights, or a company I should say, and really change your experience within combat. Now, it's worth noting there is another patch for this mod, which is called the Night Follower mod patch. Links also in the description. This just makes a few adjustments to make them follow you a little bit further behind and not spawn on top of you as much. But there are obviously some pretty clunky functionality within this mod. I don't recommend this to be used the entire time you're playing, but perhaps more towards the end. But you do also have the command to make them wait, where they will wait in perpetuity until you command them to follow you again. So if you're going into any mission where you need to do combat or any other quest that you think might cause an issue, having a bunch of knights follow you around could be a good idea to make them wait before you enter that quest. Make sure you make regular saves too in case anything does go wrong. However, this mod is completely transformable, adding fully customizable companions that will follow you to their death. It's important to note that the Knight Follower mod comes with the requirement of also installing the AI Standalone Library mod. So that is a requirement. And remember, you'll also have the Knight Follower mod patch. This is attempting to fix some issues. It's now practically impossible to die from Knight followers teleporting on top of you. You can now skip any amount of time and they will teleport to you if you do lose them or they get stuck. So I suggest getting these 3 mods together: the AI Standalone Library, the Knight Follower mod, and then Knight Follower mod patch. Absolute brilliant mod. Do keep in mind though, it is pretty clunky. There's lots of issues you can find sometimes. And most importantly, one of the known issues with this mod is that if you have the A Woman's Lot DLC, it does not seem to work with this mod. At least the Immortal Mercenary would not work. However, I have A Woman's Lot DLC installed and I was able to quite functionally use the other 2 mercenaries that can perish. Outside that, an absolute incredible must-have mod, bringing knight companions to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Glorious. Let's keep moving. Castle of Bohemia 2 SKALITZ Rebuilt. Mod adds a new castle, fortified keeps, and other features, bringing SKALITZ and Rovna back to life post-destruction. The mod focuses on enhancing on the game's world building, providing new visual and gameplay elements. However, it does come with compatibility challenges and some game-breaking bugs in certain main quests, so probably a good one to do after you've run through the campaign. However, the key features are a complete rebuilt and improved hometown of SKALITZ and Rovna. So it fully restores the castle and surrounding village. Rovna is rebuilt to reflect its former state before the events of the game, as well as some additional features. Brannock fortified with a castle, available only after Pacific battles within the story. It includes a jousting field and other scenic additions. There's enhanced visual appeals, adds detailed textures and structures to enrich the game world. Great for players looking for a refresh of many new locations to explore. The game-altering scale with major changes to the world map and structures can shift how familiar areas are navigated. However, do note this mod will conflict with others that alter the levels file. So there are 2 critical bugs in the main quest, which is the Baptism of Fire, which is related to SKALITZ and its siege, and breaking the siege. So keep in mind, do not have the mod installed when you're doing those missions. There have been some other reported issues, however, I've had no problems. And the beautiful thing about this is that the mod completely revitalizes the town with all functioning NPCs, shops, everything is as you would expect. Adds a really nice touch of realism and depth to otherwise devastated area. Some of the mod strength is it's visually stunning, adds high quality textures and ambitious reconstructions throughout the game world, restoring major areas, adding depth to the game. There is a lot to explore as there's been many keeps and additions spread out across the world, which you'll have to go and find. Overall, this is a crazy, ambitious, brilliant mod. There's so much added with this mod in terms of aesthetics, new places, castle, keep. Absolutely fantastic, glorious mod. I could not recommend this one highly enough. Here we have the Yew Longbow Replacement. Enhances gameplay by replacing an existing longbow with a traditional, historical styled yew longbow. The mod features a new bow model, introduces a yew longbow modeled to resemble the historical designs with attention to realism, basically adding the giant longbow. To acquire the longbow, we are heading to Rattay and just heading to the Huntsman in the main town, where we will be able to run up and purchase this new bow, which will stand out like a sore thumb when you look at the different bows, and it is huge. You'll also be able to grab it from the treasure map one, but easier just to buy it. Now, from my understanding, this is just a visual replacement, but it looks quite nice. It is nicely detailed and historically huge, just as you would expect, especially even compared to its counterparts. It is a giant bow. The bow fires and operates just as you would expect, a little bit of a longer draw, but with a few other mods to make it faster, it does work quite well. But do note you will have clipping into certain armor depending on what you're wearing. So it's not perfect, but it is a nice replacer, something to mix it up, which is nice. Don't know about you, but I always enjoy more blood. And we have a perfect mod for this called More Blood. It enhances the visual impact of combat by increasing the amount and duration of the blood effect when hitting enemies. It's definitely not realistic, but I really enjoy it. While it does not alter gameplay mechanics or damage values, the added aesthetic flair makes combat feel more visceral and brutal. So you'll see here it increases the blood particles by a substantial amount. It spawns significantly more blood particles. It just sprays like crazy. Creates a more dramatic and satisfying visual effect if you ask me. It also extends the bleeding period. Wounds will bleed on enemies and yourself much longer. It is purely visual and it does not affect the actual bleeding within the game. However, it does make cutting down enemy opponents feel much more weightier and impactful. Ideal for players looking to amplify the brutality of medieval combat without altering the balance. Perfect for your playthrough to add a lot more brutality and, if you will, cinematic flair to the combat encounters. No helmet vision mod is a simple but impactful quality of life improvement by removing the restriction of vision caused by wearing helmets within the game. This ensures a more immersive experience for players who find the default helmet overlay distracting or obstructive, which certainly is more realistic, but this is a nice change, giving it a more traditional RPG look and feel. So as you can see here, we are wearing a helmet and we're going to equip the axe, and you can see no visor is going down, even though we did have the sound, which you won't be able to hear, but it is just a nice touch. So it's going to remove the limited field of view and visual overlay caused by wearing helmets. Provides a clear and unobstructed first-person view during gameplay. Great for those that want more visibility during combat, exploration, and interaction when wearing a helmet. The mod achieves its effect by removing the texture layer for the helmet vision, making it a lightweight and easy to install as well. Great little combat alteration, which will have some impact on game balancing, but nothing on performance. Great for those seeking a bit more of a traditional RPG immersive medieval experience without the visual hindrance. Could be another great addition to your mod list. The Colored Arrow mod provides a practical and aesthetic enhancement to the game by making arrows more visible in the environment. It adds color strips and optional colored feathers to differentiate arrow types, making it easier to locate them after a shot and adding a visual flair to the quivers and even loot. The key features are improved arrow visibility. The colored strips on arrow shafts make them easier to spot in the environment, especially after missed shots, reducing the frustration when searching for arrows in grass and other cluttered areas. Arrow types are differentiated with a practical color scheme. White are your basic arrows, your hunting, long distance, tournament. Your red are your cheap arrows, say your piercing. Blue, better quality arrows like your wounding arrows, and then yellow, premium or expensive arrows. There are a couple different versions of this mod, giving you a nice amount of flexibility where you can have the colored feathers match the rest of the arrow types for easier recognition, particularly when in quivers and barrels. There's also the original, which will retain the vanilla feather look, however change the colors on the shaft, giving a subtle, more realistic appearance. Noting that this mod will apply to all arrows. The Colored Arrow mod is a practical and visually pleasing addition for players who use bows regularly. Durable Item mod provides a much needed adjustment to the durability of weapons and armor, reducing the frequency of repairs and increasing the longevity of your equipment. It offers multiple scaling options, making it a super flexible to suit all the various playstyles. The key features are the durability scaling, allows you to modify the durability of weapons and armor by factors from 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, all the way up to 1000, basically making your weapons indestructible. However, a simple 2 times would be almost preferential or even good for most players, noting that this will reduce the rate in which your item degrades, prolonging their usability, which also will have impacts on economy and saving you a ton of coin. But seeing how players can choose a modest multiplier like 2 times or 3 times for a more balanced approach, or go way higher for minimal degradation, gives you excellent option variety and scaling, can certainly enhance your gameplay flow. A practical addition catering to a wide range of player preferences. Excellent little mod, let's keep moving.